Third grade Bridges Review, Chapter 1. Vocabulary. Say and spell the words. Capital. C-A-P-I-T-A-L. Capital. Email. E-M-A-I-L. Email. Million. M-I-L-L-I-O-N. Million. Factory. F-A-C-T-O-R-Y. Factory. Museums. M-U-S-E-U-M-S. Museums. Culture. C-U-L-T-U-R-E. Culture. Busy. B-U-S-Y. Busy. Vocabulary. Choose the correct word. That is an expensive car. It is $1 million. I need a computer to read my email. I am very busy. I have so many things to do. I love visiting the museums in Taipei. They have many old things there. My dad works in a factory. They make many things there. The culture in Japan is different from Africa. Taipei and Washington, D.C. are the capital cities in Taiwan and America. Social studies. Let's read together. The Presidential Office Building is a government building. It is in Taipei. It was built when Japan ruled Taiwan. The president lives there. The Giant Bicycle Factory. It is a factory. It is in Taichung. It is the main factory for giant bicycles. They make the most expensive giant bicycles. Acer Headquarters. It is an office building. It is in New Taipei. This building is not a factory, so the computers, TVs, and smartphones are made in other places. Pingling Tea Museum. It is a museum. It is in Pingling. It is the world's largest tea museum. It explains important tea traditions of Taiwan. Math. Let's review. Place values. In the number 435, how many hundreds are there? There are 4 hundreds. How many tens are there? There are 3 tens. How many ones are there? There are 5 ones. How many ones are there in 764? There are 4 ones in 764. How many hundreds are there in 764? There are 7 hundreds in 764. How many tens are there in 764? There are 6 tens in 764. Addition. When one column adds up to more than 10, we have to carry the 1. So when we add 8 plus 3, that gives us 11. But we cannot write 11 here. So we write the 1, and then we carry the other 1 and add it to the 4. That gives us 5. So 5 plus 1 equals 6. Then we can add the final 6 plus 4. That gives us 10. And our final answer is 1061. Subtraction. When the top number is smaller than the bottom number, we have to borrow from the column next to it. So we see 4 is smaller than 7. We cannot subtract that. So we must borrow 10 from the number 3. The number 3 becomes a 2, and then the 4 becomes a 14. So 14 minus 7 gives us 7. Then we can subtract the 2 and the 1. That gives us our final answer of 17. Two-step problems. Sometimes you will be asked to solve problems that have 2 steps in them, like this one. Tanya took a bus from Princeton to Edison. There were 20 seats on the bus. There were 8 women and 6 men on the bus. How many seats were empty? The first thing we need to do to solve this problem is to find out how many people are sitting on the bus. So we take 8 women plus 6 men, and that gives us 14 seats. So now we know there are 14 people already sitting on the bus. We know that there were 20 seats total on the bus. So we minus 14 seats from 20, and that lets us know that there are still 6 empty seats that Tanya can sit in. Division is putting things into equal groups. We need to remember that the first number we see is the total amount of the group. The next number we see is how many equal numbers of groups we want. So if we had 6 total apples and we want 3 equal groups of apples, we know there will be 2 apples in every group. And on the bottom, there are 14 bananas in 2 groups. So that means if we want 2 equal groups, each group will have 7 bananas in it. Geometry. We already know triangles, squares, and rectangles. That's pretty easy. But remember, we need to know the edges. Edges are the flat outside parts. We need to know the points. Points are the outside points. That's why they are called points. And we need to know the angles. Those are the inside part. And then the last thing are parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Remember, parallel lines are two lines that will go straight forever and they will never cross. They will never go over each other. And a trick to remember that is the word parallel has two L's right next to each other. Those are parallel lines. That's an easy way to remember that parallel means two lines that don't cross. And then the last one are perpendicular lines. You can see right here in the picture how they cross each other. Good job!